From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DiBiase, the PrimeTime Capper, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I hope you are feeling the same. Today should be a good day. That's all I can say is that today should be a good day, right? It's Thursday. We're getting very close to the weekend and everything like that. We got college football starting tonight. We got NFL going down tonight. Week 8 of the NFL and week 9 of college football starts tonight. Also got 4 games in the NBA tonight as well, too. So we got ourselves a nice little schedule going for today and everything like that. And baseball is not back until next week. So let's go ahead and jump into it quickly. I know I started a little late. I said I was going to start at 11 today, but you see I'm starting at 11:50. Just wanted to make sure I had everything in here fairly nice. So pretty much here we are. State of the Lakers. Lakers last night wound up having themselves a game to not remember last night, pretty much. So the Lakers looked great in the first half. I'll give you that. The Lakers were looking good. AD was really dominating his whoever was trying to be matched up on him, because he was giving Jokic the business. He was giving whomever was running center of the business for the Nuggets last night. And I think that once that back injury happened, the Lakers kind of just went to the cellar. So he finishes up with 22 points and he got 14 rebounds last night. This is the AD that I was expecting last night. I had him going over 24 and a half, but he actually didn't hit that mark, but he still had 14 and a half rebounds. So he had a double-double. So you can't be mad at his performance last night. And he played hurt as well, too. LeBron had 19, 7, 9, and 8. So he was very close to having a triple-double last night. But that only equated to 43 points for the Lakers last night. So that's why the Lakers came short, because once again, they have no supporting cast members outside of Russell Westbrook and Lonnie Walker. And Lonnie Walker got 15 last night. Austin Reeves stepped off the bench and got 8. And then Pat Beverly got 6 points. Once again, Pat Beverly had 3 assists last night. If you're supposed to be the guy that's leading this team and being a big leader and all this good stuff, why are you not having bigger assist nights? And literally, the guy just has a bunch of personal fouls. So I'm looking at the bench. Kendrick Nunn had 9 last night. Troy Brown had 6. Matt Ryan in 8 minutes had 6 points and 2 threes. So he'll probably be able to stay on the team for another week. Then Damian Jones, I liked what Damian Jones did last night. He was pretty good. He didn't get that much time, though. He only had 11 minutes. And then the guy who still wants to play for the Warriors, Toscano, he only had 2 in 9 minutes. He got to be better than that. And Christie had 2 as well, too. Gabriel scored nothing, but these guys were all plus factors coming off the bench last night. So that's a good stat to see. And it's probably something that the Lakers can work out a little bit and give these guys a little bit of a break in some of these games, because I think if they get some of these guys playing off this bench, they can see exactly what they got. The Nuggets, though, they had themselves a pretty good night. Jokic had 31, 13, and 9 last night. This is why that man's the MVP, and that's why he's moving so well. And then Jamal Murray slowly getting back. He only had 13 last night, so 4 rebounds, 6 assists. That was pretty good, but he had 4 turnovers as well, too. That should have been taken advantage of by the Lakers, but it wasn't. But let's go ahead and break down the game in total. The Lakers had 44% from the field. They shot 26.7 from the three-point line. Once again, the Lakers chuck up 33s, can only hit 8 of them. But the Nuggets weren't better. They chucked up 34 and only hit 9. So that's just a growing problem in the NBA. Everybody's starting to realize that literally there's a reason why you have specialists, you have shooters and things like that. I've been seeing everybody in the NBA really, really lack, 3-point shooting. So I think the trend is kind of fading away a little bit because I think guys are a little bit too focused on that. And it's almost like, let's run to the 3-point line and see if we can go ahead and get this extra point here. But I don't think that is the best mentality. I think that just scoring buckets is scoring buckets. And a lot of times threes are in rhythm. You know what I mean? So Steph Curry is kind of he didn't mess up the game, but he kind of gave people the false perception that the 3-point shot is always the go-to shot. It's always going to be a lot of times a wide open shot because people see that as the lowest percentage shot on the court, man. It is what it is at the end of the day. But Lakers, once again, Lakers got to start making free throws. They were under 70% last night. They went 11 for 16. That's where the Nuggets did well. They only missed 4. They went 17 for 21. Lakers had 25 assists to the Nuggets 34. Only 47 rebounds to their 54. Lakers had 8 steals while the Nuggets had 12. Lakers four blocks, 5 to the Nuggets 5, and then the Lakers turned over the ball 4 times, but forced 11 on their side. So the Lakers literally had no stats last night. So that's how I'm seeing it, that they didn't lead in any categories but 3-point percentage, and who cares? Because the Lakers' 3-point percentage is absolutely awful. So the Lakers, again, lose by 11. This is probably their second worst loss of the season other than the opener. But, every game has just been the same with the Lakers. It's like they have one good quarter or 2 good quarters, and then when it comes down to the fourth quarter, they just can't finish. Like, they get down to the last 8 minutes, and they just literally just kind of quit on the game a little bit. So I don't know what to expect anymore with the Lakers. I would just say this, that they're 0-4. You don't have to throw the season away, but they're going to have to get something going fairly quickly. Can it start in Minnesota? Possibly, because that's a game that they could win because Minnesota does always fall asleep at the wheel. So pretty much, I think that the Lakers, if they can go ahead and watch some film, see how they performed last night in the first half, and tell themselves that if we perform like this in the game, we could possibly go ahead and get a win. But I do expect more from LeBron, and hopefully AD will be available because that back looked like it might be something he might be sitting out on, but they do get the day off today. So we'll see, and we'll go ahead and we'll get the confirmation of that probably tomorrow morning. So there it is. That's the state of the Lakers. The Lakers have started 0-4 for the 4th time in franchise history. And as the only way they can go from here is up. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But that's the state of the Lakers, and I move forward. Let's go ahead and jump into our next topic in hand, and that's going to be the Nets. The Nets last night were absolutely dreadful. The Nets lose the same way the Lakers did. They lost by 11. When will their big 3 start to mesh? That's the biggest question that a lot of us have right now. And you see Kyrie and KD, these guys have literally taking us for a ride, I feel, in a sense, because everybody felt like these guys were going to be so good together. They were going to be the ultimate team. And the ultimate duo, it could be like Kobe and Shaq. It could be like, Wilt and, who did Wilt have? Wilt was Wilt. Wilt had Wilt. Kareem's and Magics and all this good stuff. But a lot of times this don't work. We've had superstars play together later on in their career plenty of times, and it just didn't go the way that people expected it to go. And I think that with this one right here, you have a team in the Nets that just did not recruit well, just like the Lakers, and they feel like their 2 older superstars can, right the ship for them. This is a new NBA where they recycle a lot of players. You could be the it man 3 years ago, but now you might not even be in the league. You know what I mean? Because that's how the league works right now. It's a very microwave league. It's like, if you don't have the real staying power of being a superstar, then they'll move on. But these superstars are different, and really not, in a sense, different. When you have a winner's mentality, you're going to do extra things to be a winner. These guys actually played with teams and with players that were like that. But I don't know if they're in the same realm as them. I'm not saying that they don't practice hard, they don't work on their game. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying that these guys' effort right now is not showing up the way that it was expected. And as you can't put the whole blame on them because the roster that's been placed around them isn't that good. And the first time around, a lot of people were interested in playing with these guys and moving forward with them. But when Kyrie's not there for the season, or he can only play part-time, it makes it tough to trust what the Nets got going on. They got a coach that's not very, to me, rounded. Very he should have been an assistant before he was a head coach, so he could get the seasoning that you need to be a successful coach in the NBA. As you guys can see, Jason Kidd has became a much better coach by going and biting a bullet, and he went and became an assistant for the Lakers, even though it would have been great if he would have been a head coach of the Lakers, but he was the head assistant for the Lakers. That was very helpful to the Lakers. The Lakers were able to make some good moves, and they were able to keep him around for a bit. Then he heads over to Dallas with Doncic, and pretty much now they have a team that is in position to be one of the elite teams in the league right now. But they still have some time. They got an elite player, but they need to have more of a roster built around him as well, too. But my point is, Jason Kidd started off with the Nets, and they blessed him with the KGs of the world and Joe Johnson and Duran, all these guys. And there was a problem there. He was a little bit of a control freak. Then the same thing happened when he went to Milwaukee. So I think that if they would have had possibly the coach that was in place before Nash, they would have been good, because that coach was really good. Kenny Atkinson really took his time to build something out of nothing, because he had a lot of he just had a lot of bodies, but he had a lot of guys that could contribute, have a big game. Now they're all around the NBA. Jared Allen doing well in Cleveland, Spencer DeWitty doing well in Dallas, and Karis LeVert doing very well in Indiana, as D'Angelo Russell out there balling out of his mind. So they really had a pretty good team before these guys got there and literally blew everything up. I think that the same situation that has happened to the Lakers is happening to the Nets, where you have great support players that got booted out because these guys felt like they couldn't trust them. And that's a big problem. I think that these teams have to tell these superstars that we like the way the team is structured. We've paid you a lot of money. Please go perform. And not make them feel like they're extra general manager or something like that. But the Nets loss last night is another stain, another black eye, another way to laugh at the Nets. But I know they expected more from Ben Simmons last night. Let's look at the numbers. Ben Simmons had 4 points, but he had 9 assists. Ben Simmons is more of a distributor and things like that. And Ben Simmons ain't scared to go get 40, 45 points. You know what I mean? Just last night, it looked like the guy was getting acclimated. He played a lot of minutes, though. And that's why I know that's what a lot of people are looking at. But you got 70, you got literally 60 from Kyrie and KD last night, so that worked out. But then you didn't get much of anything else from the rest of the team. You had Royce O'Neal get 12 points, and that was it. And Sumner got 9 off the bench. The rest of it, and then after that, they only got 11 points from everybody else, and that's 3 other players. So, and no Patty Mills scoring last night as well, too. So, this team has to understand that they're going to have to play with the stars. They're going to have to show up. But, Giannis had himself a game, 43 points. That's hard to deny. And Bobby Portis had 20 points off the bench. So it's that simple to see that, a Bucks team played great defense last night and took care of their business. And that's it. That's all. But I think that this will still be a very tough opponent for the Nets all season. And so when they meet again, you'll probably see a bigger you'll probably see a bigger point spread here, regardless if it's at home or if it's back in Milwaukee. So there it is. The Nets, they got some improving to do. So we'll see how it goes. But the Nets do need to go ahead and get their act together, just like the Lakers do. All right, let's go ahead and get into the Thursday night football preview. I talked about this on the NFL Bet Exchange, but today is game day, and we do have a change in how the line is going right now. Right now, we have the Bucks as a 1.5-point favorite, even though we had the Ravens open up as the favorite. I had the Ravens earlier this week at minus 125. They are now have turned into a plus money situation. They're at plus 105. You're looking at this game right now. You say to yourself, this is going to be a game where Brady is going to be over evaluated as usual. Brady is looking to get 100,000 yards, but it's probably not going to happen in tonight's game. But I do think that it's going to be a very, very surprising game because I think a lot of people have expectations that they're going to come in here and be really, really good and they're going to get themselves a nice win. But I can't trust a team that's just lost their last 4 out of 5 games. It got absolutely demolished by a team that they were supposed to beat up and down the field in the Carolina Panthers, who really showed no type of, elite offense, but for some odd reason, they were running the ball well, passing the ball well, but that's because they had a quarterback that was pretty fearless in that spot, and he wasn't worried about, anything happening, making mistakes, because he knows that if he performs, he'll get another shot the next week. If he doesn't perform, he'll go back to the position that he was already at. That's the life of a backup. But PJ is different though. So that's why they were able to get a nice win. And Tom Brady's head is just not in the game. I don't want to keep saying that. I don't want to keep using that as an excuse, but when life happens, I'm going through a crisis. I'm going through a situation right now. So when your mental is not there, it's tough for you to be the best of the best. And I think that Brady his teammates are not making it seem like it's a big deal, but I think he's becoming a bad teammate as well too, because he's not really being accountable for what mistakes he's making. I think everybody else is still on point, but Brady is just very basic right now. And it's easy to see that because he's 45 years old. He's not going to snap out of this. Brett Favre went through the same exact situation where it didn't get better. Okay. So I think that tonight he can be carried tonight if he can get a run game tonight. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think that Lamar is going to steal the show. I think that he's going to have himself a great game. He loves playing in his home state of Florida as well, too. We all know that he is a Florida legend. So I do still like the Ravens tonight. And I do feel like this will be a good spot for folks who are looking for some dog money to start the week as well, too. But the game is going to be good at the same time. It can be a pass situation for a lot of people as well, too. Hopefully, I'll tune into it tonight, though, because these Thursday night football games are not good. I'm going to be dead honest with you. And this is probably the best matchup we've gotten all season. So hopefully everything works out, other than the Chiefs and the Chargers. But hopefully everything works out and we have ourselves a good game. But there is more stuff to watch on TV tonight. I think the NFL maybe has overplayed their hand with the Thursday night football as well, too. But we'll see how it goes, see how it shakes out. It would be cool if they just did it for the second half of the season. I don't think we need to do it every single week. You got to give these guys some time, dude. These 3 days, you can't ever gauge how these games are going to go. These guys have only had, in reality, 2 days off. All right. So it's tough to do that in the NFL, and it's such a physical game. So with that, we're going to go ahead and take ourselves our first commercial break. And when we get back, we're going to go ahead and get into the conference bets list. So you guys make sure to stay right where you're at. And when I get back, we're going to talk about all the conferences, power and the mid and the non-power conferences as well too. I got every single one listed for you guys today, so you guys make sure to stick around for that, and I'll be right back to you. This is the PrimeTime Angles with your host, the one and only Pop DiBiase, the PrimeTime Capper.
Now you and your friends can compete in the sport of kings and win big with Stable Duel. Get the app, pick your horses, and get in on the thrill of horse racing. With daily games competing against other players. Bring home the glory and the cash, and move up the annual leaderboard while you leave your competition in the dust. Get in the game with Stable Duel. Play, race, win.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners, and I'll have another in Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
All right, we are back with the PrimeTime Angles live with the one and only Pop DBICB PrimeTime Capper. So let's go ahead and jump into our next segment, and that's going to be the Week 9 conference bets list. These are world famous too, man. You guys already know that, and they really more famous in the college basketball world because you know me, I throw out 10 for this, but I'll throw out 12 for CBB because I play a lot of the smaller conferences and everything like that. And that's where the money's at. I keep telling y'all that, but y'all keep wanting to run to the ACC game of the week, the Big Ten game of the week, and all these games they'll have you over there pissed. But if you really want to catch a plus 550 dog, you bet the smaller schools. So let's talk about college football, though. We got the AAC bets list. I like South Florida this week with the plus 17.5. We got Temple and Navy really in a toss-up game. Temple got a shot in that game. Navy is not a 13.5 point team that you can trust with that spread. I like the over 40.5 in that spot. I also like SMU on the road with the plus 115. And then I also like Cincinnati on the road with the plus 100. Now, I know those are going to be some tough games, but those teams are very beatable. You have a UCF team that just got shellacked by Eastern Carolina, and you got a Tulsa team that's been going through the motions all season. So I like the way this one's set up. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how it shakes out. We move on to the ACC. We have a 13.5 point spread tonight in tonight's game against with VTech and North Carolina State. Then we have the over 47.5 with GTech and Florida State tonight. And then we also have Virginia with the plus 110 on the money line. Can't trust Miami. Miami got absolutely demolished by Duke. Duke is not good. And then we have the over 64 with the Wake Forest and Louisville. And then we finish up with the money line minus 150 with the Tar Heels of Chapel Hill. So there it is with the ACC bets list. Now we move on to our next business in hand. This is going to be, it's probably weather. That's why the 40 is there because now weather is playing into to a lot of these games. So you have to expect that when you're doing capping and things like that and seeing how these spreads are going, how these over and unders are going. Usually the over and under when it's lower is because the weather is going to play a part into the game. All right, so we had the Big 12 bets list. We got the plus 7.5 with West Virginia. Then we have Iowa State with the minus 105. Then we have the under 56.5 with OK State and K-State with Oklahoma State versus Kansas State. Stillwater versus Manhattan. And then we have Texas Tech with the 2.5. So let's see how that one goes. Let's see how it shakes out. Then we have the over 61 with Ohio State and Penn State. Then we have the plus 14.5 with Rutgers as well. Then we have Nebraska as my dog bet of the week in general with the plus 250. I think that they get themselves a nice win in that spot. I don't think people see it coming, and I really do like Nebraska there. I think Nebraska needs a win that makes them feel a little bit better about themselves. I like Northwestern this week with the plus 11.5. And then probably the toughest game for Michigan other than Ohio State, playing against their arch rival in Lansing. They're going to be on the road, but I like the under 55 here because I think that this game is going to be played low. You know what I mean? That's what I can say. So I do like the under 55 there with Michigan and Michigan State. All right, so we move forward to the Conference USA. And I just figured this out, but the Conference USA, the reason why it was so light this season is because Old Dominion left, Marshall left, and also Southern Mississippi left. And then James Madison joined, and they're all in the Sun Belt now. So the Sun Belt is getting some love, and it's funny because Western Kentucky used to be a Sun Belt team, and they left. And it was funny because Southern Mississippi for a long time was a Sun Belt team, and they left, and they went back. So it's crazy. That's how it goes. So we got the under 57.5, Louisiana Tech and FIU. Then we have the plus 16.5 with Charlotte. Then we have the minus 10 with Western Kentucky. I like them by 2 touchdowns in that spot. I like the over 46.5 with UAB and Florida Atlantic. I think that this game will be a lot better than it looks on paper. I think that UAB should show up and have themselves a game that day. And then I like UTEP in the late spot with the minus 130. We'll see how that one goes as well, too. But it should be some good action going on there for this CUSA, for the Conference USA this weekend. All right, we move forward to the max bets list. We only got 2 games here, and we got a lot of teams playing on Tuesday and Wednesday as well, too, because now their schedule is going to be a little bit different. They're not going to be playing so many Saturday games. They're going to be playing during the week. So we got the max bets list with Akron with the plus 8.5, and then we also have the over in the Toledo Eastern Michigan game at 55.5. All right, so that's where we're going with the MAC bets list. All right, we move forward to the Mountain West Conference. We got Colorado State taking on Boise. I like the plus 27 there. Also, Nevada and San Jose State. I like the over 44.5 there. Then we have San Diego State going against their arch rival, Fresno State. I'll take the plus 8.5. And then we got Wyoming flying to Hawaii for a beautiful day and a beautiful week in the most beautiful state in the whole wide world, and pretty much beautiful place. I say beautiful state in the whole wide world, meaning the United States. But and the United States is not the world, okay? So don't get me twisted. All right, so we got the under 50.5, and we got Wyoming and Hawaii in the spot. So that's where we're going with the Mountain West bets list. And then we have the Pac-12 bets list, the under 56.5, Utah and Wazoo. And then we have the Cal plus 17.5 as well, too. And then we have the 15.5 with USC. And then we have the over 46.5 with ASU and Colorado. And then we had a plus 16.5 with Stanford. So that's where we're going with this one, Pac-12 bets list. Let's see if we can get some money in this spot. Then we move forward to the SEC bets list. The SEC bets list should be good to us this weekend. I think that Auburn has a good shot with the plus 145 at home. Then we got Florida playing against Georgia in the battle of Georgia and Florida. You have to remember this is still a rivalry game. So Georgia is not – this ain't a walk in the park for Georgia, even though Florida has not been that good this season. I still think that Florida will show up and have a little bit of passion here. So I do like the 22.5 on Florida as well. I like the over 46.5 here with Missouri and South Carolina. And then also we'll take the under 62.5 here with the UK and Tennessee. And then we finish up with Lane Kiffin's boys, and we'll take Ole Miss with the minus 135. All right, so we move forward to our final bets list, and that's going to be the Sun Belt bets list, and that's going to be we're going to rock with Lafayette here in the Thursday night game with the minus 115. Then we got Old Dominion on Saturday with the plus 145. Then we got a good matchup between Bama and Arkansas State. I love the over 54.5. That Arkansas State defense is absolutely dreadful. And after watching South Alabama play against UCLA this year, that team is legit really, really good. And I think they got a big shot at winning the Sun Belt Conference outright as well, too. And then I like the under 55.5 with Coastal and Marshall as well. So there it is with that. And that's going to be the Sun Belt for you. And pretty much what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and take ourselves another little break, give you guys a little breather real quick. And then when I get back, we will talk them tickets. Okay. So you guys stay tuned. This is the premier sports betting show, the PrimeTime Angles Live. And I'm your host, Pop DiBiase, the PrimeTime Capper.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners, and I'll have another in Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
into Big Wave Boxing every week with a brand new guest, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the PrimeTime Capper, getting the best boxing stories, best boxing angles, and the truth when it all comes down to the sweet science. Tune in to Big Wave Boxing on the Prime Wave Media channel on YouTube.
All right, I am back, and this is the premier sports betting show, the PrimeTime Angles Live, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the PrimeTime Capper. All right, so let's go ahead and get into talking tickets and talking them tickets. And up first, let's go ahead and jump into our college football bets for tonight. VTech at number 24, NC State. As I already showed you guys, 13.5 VTech on the conference bets list. Then we got some fun for you with the first half. I think VTech might be up by a field goal, maybe a touchdown. But I'm not saying they win the game, but I'm saying that they're going to give NC State some issues tonight. I like the first half with the plus 290. And then we finish up with the over 7.5 first quarter. I think that we will get ourselves some scores in that spot. So let's go ahead and move forward with that. And man, I'm telling you, this should be a fun night tonight. I think I'm feeling good about tonight. So we have let me get to the first game. It's gonna be Lafayette at so Miss, and then I love Lafayette in this old rivalry that is getting reunited, and then I love the 125 here. And anyway, we got to bet against everything Brett Favre right now, man. That's just despicable what Favre has done, but that's for another show and that's for another time. All right, so the over 21 first half, and then we also got the ULL first quarter as well too. Sorry, but you guys should know that's exactly what I mean by that when I put that out there. So there it is. And then we have the Utah at Wazoo under 57 here, and then we also have plus 4 to Wazoo first half, and then also we finish up with the money line plus 140 in the first quarter as well too. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how it shakes out. But I do like Utah and Wazoo's game a lot tonight. So I would say this is a must-see college football game tonight. This might be an even better game than what you're going to get in the NFL. So there it is. There it is. We move forward. Let's go ahead and talk about the Thursday night football bets. As I said before, I like the Ravens with the plus 110. I love them with the plus 110 tonight. And then we have the under 22.5 first half. And then we have the Ravens plus half a point with the first quarter. So I think that the Ravens, hopefully they can get us a clean sweep tonight. I think that we have a very big possibility of doing that. And then we finish up with the NBA Thursday pick 4. I'm going to go with the Nets money line plus 130 as my NBA dog bet of the day. Then we have the over 218 with the Clippers and the Thunder. And then we have the Grizzlies money line with the minus 160 tonight in Sacramento, even though that's kind of a tricky spot because they are low fave in a spot against a team that hasn't won a game all season. So, you got to kind of make sure that you walk into this one right. So you got to kind of put your chips in and hope that you don't have to fold them. But I think that you should be in a good place with this tonight. And then we'll go ahead and we'll mess with everybody's head. This is going to be a monster over bet tonight. I can feel it coming with the Warriors and the Heat. And the Heat have actually performed very well against the Warriors in these road games. So I think that we can go ahead and trust the Heat tonight with the plus 6.5. So we got a 13-1 pick 4 for you tonight. So let's see how that one goes. Let's see how it shakes out. But I think that we are on to something, and we'll just go from there. Okay, so this is I was just reading text message, but all in all, you guys already know what time it is. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll be talking. I'll be talking about my top 5 college football games, breaking them down for you guys, getting you guys all the numbers that you need to know, so you're not going to be looking so you can be the smart looking person when I hand out a big dog for you or something like that. But I'm going to review the top 5 matchups and the top 5 matchups for each conference this week. Not the top 5 matches, but each conference's play game of the week. That's what I'm gonna assess it as. So you guys make sure to tune in for that portion as well. Gonna talk a lot of NBA tomorrow as well too. I said boxing today, but I'll mix in boxing tomorrow. Trying to get us some guests on here as well too for some boxing segments and things like that. Or you guys can just catch Sweet Science, because I do have a big group lining up for a local card on November 5th. And then hopefully we'll get Tito Mercado very soon as well to the new NABF silver champ. So, it's all good. We'll also talk some we'll figure it out. We ain't got no NFL to talk about because we already got NFL Bet Exchange, but we got college football, we got the NBA, and then we'll talk some boxing and everything like that. But you guys make sure you tune in, and we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and keep making history. You know what I mean? So it is what it is at the end of the day. This is the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper. As I always say, bet with your head, not with your heart. And as I always say as well, too, bet with your head, not with your heart. And you guys already know the movement is moving. And man, once again, it's your boy. I'll be back to you tomorrow. And this is the Primetime Angles Live. You guys can catch this replay on YouTube, Twitter, and you guys can catch it on the Facebook as well, too. And I have it on my IG page as well. If you're interested in being an exclusive client, you guys can DM me at Pop DiBiase, or you guys can email me at primewavemedia@yahoo.com, and I'll go ahead and I'll assist you and I'll get you to the winner circle. We have the early bird special going, one flat fee, and you will get every ticket I have, every exclusive ticket I have for clients from now until the end of 2023. Nobody's giving out a better deal than that. So you guys hit me up, let me know what you want to do, and we'll go from there. All right. So there it is. But once again, you guys have a beautiful day and enjoy all the games tonight, and make sure you bet responsibly and don't be impulsive. That's all I can say. All right, I'm gone. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be beautiful. I'm out of here.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.